Hello and welcome to this webinar on A Christmas Carol for years 10 and 11. Today we're looking at Tiny Tim and other children in quotations. We hope to look at the quotations so that they reveal character, that they link with key themes and ideas, and to analyse them using subject terminology. So Tiny Tim is the main child, and he is important for a number of reasons. Firstly, he is a symbol of courage. His father says of him, having taken him to church on Christmas Day, Tiny Tim hoped the people saw him in church because he was a cripple, and remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. So instead of fearing the crowds at Christmas Day at church, instead of hiding away, he wants them to see him. He wants them to understand that God is a God of miracles, and he has the courage to be counted as someone who still has faith in God and to be seen in public. So the language here is very religious and biblical. The references to New Testament miracles of Jesus, lame beggars walk and blind men see, is really that reference that his courage is that of a faith courage. He's also the symbol of injustice. And when they look into the future, if Scrooge doesn't change, the ghost says, "I see a vacant seat. The child will die." And this is because of a lack of nutrition, a lack of medicine, a lack of understanding of his condition, and a lack of real nourishment for his body and his spirit and his soul, that he would die. So because of Scrooge's lack of generosity, the child suffers. So he's very much, Tiny Tim, a symbol of injustice, but he's also a symbol of hope. Because of Tiny Tim, Scrooge changes. He redeems himself. He changes his behavior, and therefore Tiny Tim doesn't die, and Scrooge is committed to looking after the young boy and treating him as his own family. It says at the end, in the final stave, Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. So this did not die shows the transformation. Tiny Tim is that figure of hope, that even the cruelest heart can change, and because of his change there can be success and life. And the numeral X is here, a second father, so he didn't have ignore his own father, Bob Cratchit, but he was able to gain additional support. And the hope is that cruel and greedy men will see the error of their ways. They'll understand the impact that they have on the lives of young children, and they'll be able to give generously and invest in the future generations. Other children that we see are also important, and they signify isolation. Now we have Scrooge himself at his boarding school, and he's described as a solitary boy. There's this feeling that he has no friends at Christmas time, so perhaps it's making us understand his hatred for the season. We also see another solitary boy who's singing a Christmas carol at Scrooge's door. So he's on his own trying to raise money for whichever reasons, charitable or for family, but he's on his own trying to make his way in the world. And then we also see another solitary boy at the end of the novel. He's calling downward to a boy in Sunday clothes who perhaps had loitered in to look about him. So this boy is supposed to be going to church on Christmas Day. He's loitering, he's in this Sunday clothes. Again, this young man who's slightly lost. So we can see this is a motif throughout the novel of these young men who are lost. They need to be taken hand and given role models. And we also have, finally, these children, ignorant and want. Ignorance means a lack of understanding or education. Want means that you don't have what you need. They were a boy and a girl, yellow, meager, ragged, scowling, and wolfish. And this is a symbol of social degradation, and it's a warning. If we don't tackle poverty, then our society will be ravished by ignorance and poverty. it will spread. So you can see how the child characters are important in in the Christmas Carol. They show hope, injustice, courage, and they tell us a lot about future society as well as the present one. I hope that's helped you, and thank you for joining me.